Jide, the esteemed heir to the Yoruba throne, was raised to understand duty above all else. His father, Oba Adetokunbo, ruled with an iron hand, ensuring the royal bloodline remained pure. It was decreed that Jide would marry Lady Murayo, a noble woman from a powerful family. Yet, Jide's heart belongs to another, Adesua, a village girl with eyes like the moonlight river and a voice that calms his storm. Their love blossomed in secrecy, hidden beneath the shade of the ancient Iroko tree. Adesua was nothing like the woman of the palace. She was wide, untamed, and free. She made Jide feel alive. But love in the shadow could not last forever. Whispers grew, and soon his father's spies uncovered the affair. The Oba wrath was swift and merciless. Jide was summoned before the council, accused of shaming the royal family. Adesua was branded a tempest, a distraction unworthy of a prince. When Jide refused to let her go, his fate was sealed, banishment. Jide's world shattered as he stood before the kingdom he once called home. His father's decree echoed in his ear. You are no longer my son. You are no longer a prince. Leave and never return. The guard stripped him of his royal robe, leaving him in nothing but a simple tunic. Adesua wept, clutching his hand, but Jide kissed her forehead and whispered, Wait for me, I will return. He had no plan, no wealth, no allies, only the burning fire of love and revenge. As he was led to the outskirts of the kingdom, he vowed to come back, not as a fallen prince, but as a man worthy of reclaiming both his love and his throne. Little did he know, fate had other plans. Secrecy would unravel, betrayals would cut deep, and not even love could escape the consequences of his choices. Jide wandered the vast forest and unfamiliar land beyond the palace. His once proud step, now heavy with uncertainty, hunger gnashed at him, and exhaustion blunt his thoughts. He had always been sheltered, never having to fend for himself, but now he was a man without a title, without a home. Days passed before he stumbled upon a small town where he found refuge in the kingdom of an old blacksmith named Baba Ade. The man saw something in Jide's eyes, pride, pain, and a thirst for survival. You are not meant to be broken, Baba Ade told him. You have the spirit of a warrior, but if you wish to rise, you must first learn how to fight for yourself. With no other option, Jide took on the life of a blacksmith apprentice, working tirelessly to earn his keep. He hardened his body and shaping his mind, vowing that one day he would return, not as a disgraced prince, but as a man worthy of reclaiming his destiny. Back in the kingdom, Adesua faced a different kind of struggle. She was scorned, mocked by those who once envied her beauty. The noble snatch calling her a fool for believing a prince could love a commoner. Even her own family urged her to forget Jide. But she could not. Every night she dreamt of his return, her heart refusing to accept the worst. Then a more dangerous rumor spread. She was with child. Adesua denied it, but whisper turned into accusation. When she visited the marketplace, women pointed at her stomach, whispering that she carried the exiled prince hair. The Oba's guard began watching her closely, and Lady Murayo, the woman choosing to be Jide's wife, visited her with a sinated smile. If you ever dare to claim a connection to the prince again, Murayo warned, I will make sure you disappear. Adesua knew she was in danger. She had to leave before it was too late. Jide had grown stronger under Baba Ade's guidance. His hands, once accustomed to holding a golden staff, now gripped swords and hammers with ease. But he knew that strength alone wouldn't help him reclaim what was his. Through Baba Ade, Jide met a group of powerful merchants and warriors who had once been outcasts like him. They controlled trade routes, dealt in secret, and commanded loyalty. With them, he learned not only how to fight, but how to build power from nothing. One night, as he sat by the fire, a traveler spoke of the kingdom he had left behind. The Oba grows older, but his rule remained harsh. There are whispers of rebellion, of discontent among the people. Hope ignited in Jide's heart. Perhaps his return would come sooner than expected, but first, he had to ensure he was strong enough to face his past. Adesua knew she could no longer stay in the village. The rumor had made her a target, and if the Oba believed she carried Jide's child, her life would be in danger. Late one night, she gathered what little she had and fled. The journey was perilous. Bandits roamed the forest and the Oba guard patrolled the road. She moved cautiously, avoiding capture at every turn. Her goal was clear: find Jide wherever he was. She refused to believe he had abandoned her. She would search the end of the earth if she had to. What she didn't know was that danger was closer than she thought. Lady Murayo had sent spies to follow her, determined to eliminate any threat to her place beside the throne. Adesuwa barely made it out of the kingdom when she encountered a group of men blocking her path. They were not guards, but their eyes held cruelty. Well, one of them sneezed. What is a pretty thing like you doing out here alone? Adesuwa blood turned cold. She knew she was in trouble. As she prepared to run, one of them grabbed her arms. She struggled, kicking and clawing, but they were too strong. Before she could scream, a voice called through the darkness, "Let her go." The men turned, and before they could react, a figure moved like lightning. Blades flashed, and in a mere moment they were on the ground, groaning in pain. Adesuwa breath inched as she looked up, and her heart stopped. It was Jide. Adesuwa fell into Jide's arm, tears streaming down her face. "I thought I'd lost you forever," she whispered. Jide held her tightly, his heart racing. "I promised I'll return." But their reunion was short-lived. The men who had attacked Adesuwa wearing mere bandits. They were assassins sent by someone powerful. And if they had found her, it meant more danger was coming. Jide knew he had to act fast. He couldn't just fight. He had to outtake his enemies. As most importantly, he had to protect Adesuwa at all costs. As Jide and Adesuwa fled, he noticed something chilling. One of the attackers bore a symbol on his hand. It was the mark of a palace assassin. The Oba hadn't forgotten about him. Someone from the royal court wanted them both dead. Jide clenched his fist. He was done running. It was time to reclaim what was his. The war had begun. The fight raged deep into the night. Blood stained the palace floor. Jide and his warriors pushed forward until at last the Oba stood alone, panting, wounded. Jide raised his sword. "Your reign is over." The Oba glanced at him. "You are no son of mine." Jide blade flashed, the Oba fell, and with him, the old kingdom died. Jide was king. He turned to Adesuwa. "Will you be my queen?" Tears filled her eyes. "I have waited my whole life for this." She said yes. As they ruled side by side, Jide knew one truth. His exile had been his rebirth, and now, with Adesuwa by his side, he was finally home. The exile prince was no more. The king has risen.